Hello everyone. Here we will cover first topic of accountancy, chapter first, evolution of accounting and basic accounting term. So generally, origin of accounting, that is uh, over the period account subject developed, and origin generally, if we talk about the history, so history of accounting is as old as civilization. Accounting first, if we talk about the first evidence of accounting, so people think that in the Egypt they record transaction related to wages and taxes. So that historical evidence indicate that Egypt people use some form of account to keep records of treasury, where they store gold and other valuable things, and they maintain record for that. And after that, in some form, Greek people also maintain records like revenue received in treasury, and record consist of opening balance, total receipts, total expenditure, and the closing balance. So they maintain all the records, and Roman also maintain days books where they record all the receipts and payments and recorded the transform posting to ledger. So that was the origin, or that is the uh, it means, in different nation in different way they record the accounts. But in when we talk about India, so could be tracked back to 3 century ago, when Kautilya, of minister of Chandragupta kingdom, wrote a book. So if we talk about Indian history, so Arthashastra, that book written by the Kautilya, and in which they describe that how to maintain records. So the presently follow system of double entry system. Right now, whatever we will learn in accounts, so that is the present booking system that is developed in the 15th century, and that developed by the Fra Luca Pecchio, a multi-talented mathematician and philosopher of Venice. He wrote a book by which published in 1494, which contained the essential element of double entry accounting system, and that is still in use today. When we will study further, debit and credit system basically started from there. Now in the second phase, when we talk about the second phase, that was the first phase, but now when we talk about the second phase, concept of financial accounting based on double entry principle come to be recognized with the advent of joint stock company, wherein ownership, it means that was the first phase that in 1494 Pecoli started that system, and in which debit and credit was mentioned. But after that, in second phase, uh, recognize joint stock company, and for that all the records that have to maintain, and the ownership and ownership was separated from the management. So that was the second phase. Actually, that these are the three types of phases. So first phase, that is related to uh, Pecoli, and after that the second phase, that is the double entry principle, came to be recognized, where ownership separate from the management, and shareholder and other interests were to be safeguarded. So that is the second phase, where a system of profit and loss and balance sheet was maintained at that time. And then when we talk about the last phase, that is also considered as a third phase. So accounting information was generated to help management in decision making. So in the third phase, that is related to 20th century, and in which management accounting was started, in which management accounting help to management to take decision related to business. So that was the third phase. And at last, like, business is operated in a social environment, so obviously if you are using resources of that environment, so some social costs related to that. So at last, that include the social responsibility accounting, which is in a formative process. So that was the three phases. Like first phase, that is related to uh, Kautilya or Pecoli, and after that second phase, that is related to the development, where balance sheet, P&L, and separation of ownership from the management, that was the second phase. And in the third phase, management accounting was introduced, and also they after that they have also mentioned that social responsibility accounting, which is also involved in that. So that these are the three phases. Now when we talk about basic accounting terms, so basic accounting terms, every subject have some technical words. In the same way, account have also some accounting terms, some basic accounting terms which we use in daily in the business. So it is essential to understand these terms, as these terms have their specific meaning. Because these terms have their specific meaning in accounting, basic terms are called accounting terminology, and these basic terms are called accounting terminology. Now when we talk about business transaction, so we will cover some basic accounting term which is useful whenever we do accounts. So first one is the business transaction. So what is the mean of business transaction? So business transaction, these are the some important points that you have to understand, that business transaction is a economic activity. Economic activity means it's involvement of money, like you purchase any product, so you have to pay money for that. So involvement of money will be there, so that is considered as an economic activity. Like you are doing any work at home, so that is not economic activity because you won't charge any money for that. But if you are doing work for anyone else and you are taking money, so that is considered as an economic activity. So business transaction is an economic activity of business that changes its financial position. Like you purchase goods, so obviously you are the owner of that goods now, but whatever money you have, that will be transferred to the seller. So that is the business position change. Your money will transfer to the seller, and seller would transfer to the purchaser. So that is the position, financial position will change. Whenever any business transaction take place, it result in a change in the value of some of the assets, liability or capital. It means like you bought goods at credit, so you are the owner of that goods, so you are, it means your assets will increase. But now you have to pay whatever amount goods you have purchased, but that amount you have to pay in the future. So that it means that will increase your liability. So that's why they have mentioned that it will change the value of assets, liability or capital. Now feature of transaction. So first feature of transaction is it is involve an economic activity, as I already explained. Some kind of money involvement will be there. Transaction may be classified into two types, external or internal. So when we talk about external transaction, it means buying and selling of goods. If you went to market and buy goods from the market, so that is the external transaction, where there were two parties involved, so that is the external transaction. But when we talk about internal transaction, it means charging depreciation on machine. If I charge depreciation on my machine, so that will be the internal transaction. So that is the feature of two feature of transaction. After that, it is mentioned that third feature, it is result in a change in the financial position of the firm. We can take example of purchasing of goods at credit. So now you are the owner of that goods, it means that will increase your assets, but as well as that will increase your liability. So some kind of change in the financial position of that particular firm or individual. Changes must be capable of being expressed in terms of money. Like if we talk about economic, so money, whatever terms you are recording, that will be recorded in terms of money. If it is not possible to record in money, so that won't be considered as a transaction. Like you do some work at home, so that can't be recorded in the accounting. Like salary of the employee will be recorded, but how many people work in the organization, that won't be recorded. We will record only those transactions or those changes that must be capable of being expressed in terms of money. This is the event. An event is the consequence or result of a transaction. Like you can understand it with the help of example. Like here a example given that Sachin purchased goods for 4 lakh for cash and sell 3/4 goods of 3 lakh 80,000. So that is the transaction, that Sachin purchased goods in cash, that is transaction. Sell that goods, that is also transaction, like here it is mentioned. But when we talk about what is the mean of event, so event is the outcome of the transaction. Like sell, you sold that goods at 3,80,000 and you sold whatever goods you have purchased, 3/4 of that goods you have sold. So 4 lakh into 3 by 4, that is 3 lakh. So 80,000. That 80,000 is the profit and that is the event. And whatever stock remain after that transaction, 1 lakh rupees stock still you have, so that is also considered as a event. So event is the outcome of transaction. Voucher, if we talk about or if we talk about in a layman language, whenever you do any transaction you take bill, so that is a kind of voucher. So voucher is a document which provide the authorization to pay, on the basis of which business transaction are first of all recorded in the books of account. That is a document which provide that the authorization to pay. It means you have to pay for that. Suppose you bought goods, so you are the owner of that goods and you took bill for that, so you have authority to pay for that transaction. So a voucher is a document that provide authority to pay, and on the basis of which business transaction are first of all recorded in the books of account. Voucher is a document that provide that you are the owner of that goods. So whenever you do any transaction, you will take the bill and voucher, and on the basis of that, like at the end of the day, when a trader want to post or pass those entry, so with the help of voucher he will pass those entry in the accounts. So that is the voucher. And there are many types of vouchers, so that will be discussed later. But right now voucher means you have a authority to pay, and on the basis of which business transaction are first recorded in the books of account. Now when we talk about capital, so capital, it refers to amount invested by the proprietor to start the business. Like you want to start a business, so whatever be the starting amount that you require to start the business, that is considered as a capital. Whatever you have invested in the business, that is the original amount, that is the initial amount that you have invested in business, that is considered as a capital. So capital is equal to assets minus liability. Capital is also known as owner's equity or net worth or net asset.